My name is Patrick Willis. Born and raised in Tennessee. Went to school, went to college in Mississippi, where I played for University of Mississippi for 4 years. And then in 2007, I was drafted to the 49ers, where from 2007 to 2014, I played my NFL career. And in 2015, I retired, and now in 2020.
Across the field, intercepted, pick six, Patrick Willis to the house.
Growing up and going through everything that you went through, how did it fuel you with your sports that you played?
Yeah, I was growing up, first, I like to say, give a shout out to my family. The ups and the downs, the highs and lows. It's looking back now, 2020, like I'm grateful for everything that I had to endure. I'm not saying at the time, you wish to be going through those, but the strength that you build, after coming through them, for me, that's what, I smile on. I had a vision for myself, like based on like my circumstances, my situation. I was like, you know what, man, I can change this. I had began to learn it to take everything that seemed like it was bad or like it was negative and use it for a positive. And what I mean by that was everything that one would say, it's hard, it sucks, it's down. I was like, no, I'm gonna use this to fuel me, to push me on to where it is I was trying to get to. And that's the most important thing, was that if I didn't have a vision for myself growing up, then those things probably would have been a lot harder to overcome. But because I was looking at something that was kind of out in front of me, it was almost tangible in a way that I was like, no matter what I'm going through today, no matter what it looks like, no matter how hard school is, no matter how tough home life is, like I see this thing for myself, and so I just gotta keep pushing. So,
who would you say would be your biggest inspiration in life, growing up or even now?
Man, my biggest inspiration, honestly, that's a great question, because oftentimes, people, may look to speak about the people that's out front and center, but for me, I have to give credit to where it's due. And without my family, when I say my family, without them just being who they were and how we grew up, man, I don't know if it's just because we're in year 2020 now, but when I look back on it, I was able to take something from each one of my uncles, my aunties, the people around me. Like, I mean, just watching my uncles and grow up, I mean, a lot of people don't know that I was really big into music and also boxing before I got into football.
When you get a chance to hit somebody, you hit him, you punch, you punch.
I really didn't have that older figure to kind of, mold it off of. I was kind of figuring a lot of things out in ways. And Jonte was that cousin that was, everything he did, I was right. I was like the little bro to him. And so the very first professional guy that I really took heed to, I guess, was Walter Payton.
Oh.
It was my first year having regulation football. And so on game days, I had to stay after school because I couldn't get home in time to get back. My dad wouldn't be home to take me back in. So I just had to stay after school, but then there wasn't really nowhere to hide out where nobody was like, man, why didn't you go home and all that stuff? I didn't want people to ask questions and all that stuff. So I remember I would sneak into the library and I would go, and then I would get these what you call them now, VCR tapes. That's how old it is. VCR tapes, and I see a VCR tape that says Walter Payton autobiography, and I put it in, and Crystal, I started watching it, and I saw him speaking, and he was talking about himself, just talking about his work ethic, growing up in Mississippi, small town, not getting recruited big. I mean, it was everything just sounded like, I feel like it was like, I was like, man, I feel like it was like music to me or something. I mean, the same way that I had always listened to music and stuff, the same way I was listening to this, and I was like, okay, when it went off, I remember being like, okay, what did I just watch? I kept hearing them all say the word work ethic. It's work ethic. It's work ethic. It's work ethic. As I was watching, I was just connecting the dots, and I said, I got this. I'm gonna do it.
Jim Brown in total yardage, and now he goes over the 100-yard mark for the.
It's crazy when things happen in your life and you just feel like it pushes you in a certain direction where you're like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. Yeah, I've felt that too. So that's such a great story. Thank you for sharing that. You were the first athlete in Tennessee State history to be nominated for both Mr. Football Award for a lineman and for a back. How did that feel?
It at the time, you really don't understand like how, what the accolades really are. I mean, for me, I didn't, because like I said, to me, it was like, okay, I appreciate it, but I mean, it's still more work to do. Like I gotta get there, and this right here was just only a moment. And then now looking back, I'm like, man, that was pretty dope. Like 18-year-old, like that was a badass, man. Not perfect, but he was badass. You know what I'm saying? And so that's to have that in stored memory, I guess, it's priceless.
So in 2003, you committed to Ole Miss. What is one of your fondest memories of playing as a Rebel?
One of my fondest memories playing as a Rebel would probably be the freshman year. That was a real humbling year in the sense that you go from high school where we're Tigers, so we're big bad Tigers in high school, and then all of a sudden now you in college, and now it's almost like being a freshman again, being a sixth grader again, being in kindergarten again. You have to learn how to play at that level, but it's still football, so that's the common denominator. I never forget we was playing against Alabama. I remember going into my coach's office, special team coach office. I said, I want to hit people like such and such is hitting people. I want to hit people like he hitting people. I'm like, how they doing that? He said the ball kicked off. You run as fast as you can, get down the field, and you hit as hard as you can. And whoever's carrying the ball carries. It was something of that nature. And when he said that, I was like, you know what? After we just watched all that, I was like, man, I see that, but how they know when to do it and all that stuff. When he said that moment, but at that moment when he said that, it's like everything released off me, and I said, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. So that following Saturday, we were playing against Alabama. First kickoff, I run down the field, and that was the hit that everybody was like, wait a minute, who was that and who is this?
So yeah, let's actually talk about the moment that you got drafted into the NFL. When they called your name, how did that feel?
It was like a reality come true.
With the 11th pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Patrick Willis, linebacker.
A lot of work, but now I'm here. Like, that's all that matters. It was almost like I couldn't really bask in. I got drafted. Like, hey, look at me, I got drafted. And it was like, okay, so you got drafted. Now what? I'm like, all right, man. Like, don't go in here and bust your head. Don't be no bust. That loud, because I used to say, God, I never played no 49ers. I never done that. And that was a team that called, and I just never forget just saying to myself, like, okay, I guess this is where it's gonna be, and this is where it's gonna start for me. And it's time to go make it my home, my new home. When the ball and I played together, I was able to watch him playing beside him, and then just seeing him make plays. I was like, wow, like, that's dope, man. Like, you a heck of a player. And so it was amazing to play with him.
Tried to take on Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Now that's just dumb.
Still to this day, like, I've played with some each guy I've ever played with, it's been amazing. And going back to what I was talking about my cousin and I, Jonte, what I was telling you about, was kind of like the big brother. That was like the first dynamic duo, like him and I. So I always got to give a big shout out to him, because when it came to coaching, I always just kind of saw myself, they're there to do a job, I'm there to do a job. Like, you supposed to be great at what you're supposed to be great at, and so am I. And so I never really tried to get into like the whole underneath part of it of like trying to mimic as a outside of that per se, because I always felt like I was always like my own person, my own man.
Did it always feel the same when you would get out on the field, like as the first game you got out there and then to the last game that you ever played?
From the first time to the last time, like that passion and love was there. Just maybe at the end, maybe not as it once was, that same fire as it once was. But yeah, every time I suited up, it was there. And that's why I knew when it was time to leave for me, because when I no longer had that feeling, yeah, I knew it was time to, step to the side and let someone else have it.
Which happens, right? You have to take a step back sometimes. Okay, lastly, this one's kind of a personal one. I know I mentioned the guy that I was with, he always told me, you know what, you're never gonna make it in this industry, like women don't belong in sports. So I mean, if you had a daughter, even just to myself, like what kind of advice would you say to other people out there going after a dream that maybe others say that isn't something that they could ever accomplish?
Yeah, I would say, honestly, if I had a daughter, I would tell her to pursue you, because at the end of the day, it's only going to be you looking at you. And I've learned every little bit that you call yourself compromising, one day that's going to add up to you not being all you. And that's where it hits you real hard, because it's hard to go back and get it, accept it, realize it, like absorb it and say, damn, like maybe this is not what I thought it was. So I would say for you, Crystal, if you're going after something for a job, just for the job of it, then you're putting your happiness and you're putting your joy in something outside of you that someone can ultimately take away from you, or say that you are not worthy to have, and you will allow that to dictate and define who you are and what you are and what you want to do as a human being, I would say. And I would tell you, never give anyone that much power to make you feel like anything less than what you feel like you want to go after. I mean, I guess I would just leave you with this last piece. If I could sum up all of that I just said in a few words, I would say, remember, you are the hero of your journey. That's all.
Oh, again, goosebumps. I'm almost in tears. Thank you. That means so much to me. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
Just take times like this and as you go forward and build on it. And who knows, you might try to reach out to another person that you may really want. You may not be able to get that person. That's only a 10 cent. All right, if you still really want it, or
just gonna keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, so that's how you are tested on your journey. So when you have these moments like this, like you humbly accepting, all while like when you have other moments where someone's like, nay, no, they don't get back to you, then you humbly accept that too, and just keep it and like I said, just use all that. And when it's all said and done, if you really were about what you were talking about, like you'll hit your aim in some form of fashion. I know that for sure. So.
Thank you. Oh, you're the best. I really appreciate you doing this, and that's everything on my end. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. You made my entire life.
No, hey, you just getting started. You're just getting started. So thank you so much, and all the best to you, Crystal.
Thank you. Take care, Patrick.